Okay, I'm gonna read out one of the most amazing taglines in history, and if it doesn't spark your interest, then there's something terribly, terribly wrong with you. A race of space vampires arrive in London and infect the populace. It's beautiful, isn't it? Brought to you by the director of Poltergeist, we have the 1985 film Lifeforce. Pretty much what the tagline says: space vampires, London, and boobs. What could be better? So, we begin in space. For quite some time. Okay, where we find the spaceship Churchill on a mission to...
August 9th, 2:30 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. The HMS Churchill, outward bound. On board a joint British-American space team. Their mission, to intercept and study the comet bearing Dr. Edmund Halley's name.
So let's meet the crew. We've got Colonel Carlson, some good alliteration, you'll be seeing more of that in the future, who's played by Steven Railsback, who might be some kind of cult B-movie actor. I'm not sure. I get that vibe. As well as what looks like the British chubby Edward Norton. I don't know his name, but I'm going to call him Edward Norton from here on in. And the rest of the crew. The plot begins when the ship finds something hidden within the comet.
Radar states 150 miles.
150 miles what?
Length.
150 miles long? What's 150 miles long?
Apparently it's 150 miles long. They decide to investigate, sending in a small away team of Colonel Carlson and Edward Norton, as well as a few other men. Inside they find stuff, namely a bunch of dead bat creatures. You can tell this is all really amazing because everyone's just staring blankly ahead of them. The crew then goes further into the alien spacecraft and finds... naked people! Hooray.
I said we found a young girl.
Girl? You mean human?
Definitely humanoid.
I'd say she's perfect. I've been in space for 6 months, and she looks perfect to me.
Because of his fascination with his naked lady, Colonel Carlson has the bodies taken back to the spaceship.
Dear Bridge, what's wrong?
What's wrong?
Plot point. 30 days later, the Churchill returns home.
Control, this is Columbia. Are we cleared to initiate docking procedure?
Go ahead, Columbia. You are looking good.
Stand by for soft dock.
Soft dock.
Come in, Churchill. If they're going to pick us up, they should get us this close.
Hang on. I know that face from somewhere. Oh! It's Felton, a character from the Three and Four Musketeers, which I have a certain fondness for. So from here on out, I'm calling him Felton. The Churchill is unresponsive, so a new crew is sent up to check on the ship. And everyone is dead. Except for the naked people, so it's alright. Huzzah! We're then taken to the European Space Research Centre in London, where we meet...
I don't know that I'm qualified to pass judgment on alien death.
Dr. Hans Fallada, played by Frank Finlay, who was also in the Three Musketeers. Basically, they determine that they have no idea what the hell they're doing. And after what I imagine were a few plot points that I missed during my obsession over Frank Finlay, we have this scene. Okay, I'm getting some kind of creepy vibes from this guy. Not the, oh god, something scary is gonna happen. creepy. The, oh god, kind of creepy. If that makes sense. Go, Felton, go! Go, Falada, go!
Get me the duty security captain now.
Yes, sir.
Don't worry, a naked girl is not going to get out of this complex.
You know what? I bet she will. Oh look, she escaped. She escaped with the power of breasts. They then decide it's time to bring in some professionals and call in Colonel Kane from the SAS, because apparently the SAS deal with aliens and vampires. He makes sure to talk really quickly so he sounds important and investigative.
And the man, the guard, was dead when you came into the room. You found him as he is now.
Kane is then brought up to date about these aliens.
You say the ship's tapes were destroyed in the fire?
No, they weren't destroyed in the fire. That's what we were told to tell the public. They were erased.
Erased?
Also, the Churchill's escape pod is missing.
Plot point. As a side note, I actually quite like the blocking of this scene. I'm not really a film critic, if you couldn't tell, but, they do this nicely.
Colonel, may I be excused? I seem to be feeling a little more nauseous than I thought.
Aw. I hope he comes back. We then learn a bit more of Dr. Falada.
Well, I'm fascinated by death itself. What happens as we die, when we die, what happens after we die.
And why he's so great. I mean...
Is there?
What?
Life after death?
Do you really want to know?
No.
But to answer your question, yes, I think there is.
But he didn't want to know. The two male aliens then break out and explode stuff.
Trouble, but everything's under control.
Under control? What the... You just blew up an entire hallway. God, I'd hate to see what it's like when things are out of control at this place. But they're supposedly taken care of. Elsewhere, an autopsy is being performed on the man killed earlier. Then we finally see some vampire shit go down. It would seem then that once someone is attacked by a space vampire, they become one themselves, regenerating after about 2 hours. And as it turns out, the escaped girl has been going and attacking more people in London. Oh no! After another 2 hours, the vampire must then find a new victim or die. Again, I guess. Look at Falada. He doesn't give a shit. I love him. I don't really know who this guy is, but he stays for like another half hour or something, so... Yes, yes, this is why this movie is great. And it only gets better. 2 vampires, but there's one more. This time they think to actually strap her to a table. Oof. This just keeps getting better and better. Why did she explode? I don't know. Who cares? It was awesome. So at this point they figure they should probably go find the escaped vampire. But wait. Looks like Colonel Carlson has come back into the plot. Before we get to Carlson, can we take a moment to appreciate how deep Felton's voice is?
Tom, we've got to know what happened on the Churchill. What alien spacecraft?
Carlson then explains in his enthralling monotone what happened when they brought the aliens back onto the ship. Lots of bad things.
What's the matter, Deverage?
I don't know, Tom. I feel drained.
Do you? I feel invigorated.
Do you? Doesn't really sound like it.
One by one, the rest of the crew began to die.
Although, I have to question, why wasn't the rest of the crew turned into vampires? Basically, Carlson believes he has some sort of connection to this young, naked alien woman. I wonder why.
NASA tracking, it does. I've just reported an unusual structure leaving Halley's Comet. It's headed for us.
Plot point. Meanwhile, Carlson has a really trippy dream about the alien lady. And those didn't last very long. Those are pretty much the only clothes she wears throughout the entire film. Thanks. Vallada then decides to hypnotize Carlson and see if they can learn any more about the connection between him and the girl. Turns out the vampires can occupy the minds of their victims? I don't know. I was a little hazy on this one. The point is, they have to go find this woman, Ellen. Also, the thing in space is doing something. So Colonel Kane and Colonel Carlson go off to find this woman, Ellen, while Vallada stays behind and does research on stuff.
I'll be with you shortly.
And then I start to worry. At Thurleston Hospital, the group is greeted by none other than Patrick Stewart. How can this get any better? You'll see. They find Ellen and drill her for information.
Tell me.
No!
Jesus Christ, Carlson.
Despite appearances, this woman is a masochist. An extreme masochist. She wants me to force the name out of her.
Oh, so it's okay to beat her up. She's into it. And in a little twist, which I wasn't actually expecting, they find the alien girl in Patrick Stewart's mind. And for some reason, the attendant is totally fine with all of this.
What do you want from me?
I love you.
Teehee.
What are you? Why are you so human? So perfect?
You know, I ask myself the same thing about Patrick Stewart quite often.
J, we're like Jack and Jill. K, you're so kissable.
How do you do it, sir?
Let me go. Let me go.
Make out! And after a bunch more shouting, I managed to get Patrick Stewart onto the helicopter.
Yeah! I told you I have a theory! Overdose!
Plus that other guy died.
Can we use the radio to get through to the SRC in London?
Just a moment, sir. There's something coming through. It is the SRC, sir, for you and Carlson. Go ahead.
Hey! Can you hear me?
Vallada!
I killed one of them.
One of which?
One of the two male vampires.
Why didn't we see this? Oh my god. That would have been the most amazing scene. I can't believe you're depriving me of this movie.
It is my belief that the vampires of legend came from creatures such as these.
Oh right, and he explains important plot points. Carlson then reveals that he opened the case of the female vampire while still in the Churchill, exchanging energy with her.
She killed all of my men. One by one. But I survived.
But why?
She wanted me to survive.
Why?
She chose me.
But why?
Why?
Oh, yeah.
There's something you might want to hear, sir. A special bulletin from the BBC.
Well, it's 9:05 and nearly time for 9:06.
They land the helicopter and find out that London is completely fucked. They then go meet the Prime Minister. Or someone. I'm not entirely sure on that either.
Yes, gentlemen. Look, if you'll excuse me just for a moment. Miss Havisham, please come this way.
He's a vampire.
Please.
Driven by his guilt or something, or the plot, Carlson runs off to go find the girl, leaving Kane behind. So Kane steals a car in perhaps the most British way possible.
Give me the keys. What? You heard me. Give me the bloody keys. I'm commandeering the car.
Give it to him.
And your sidearm?
Are you sure you know what you're doing? You realize once you're inside there, we can't allow you out?
Really? No snappy one-liners or anything? Come on.
You don't want to go in there, sir?
I know I don't.
There we go. Where's Felton? Carlson is led to a cathedral somewhere in London where the girl is collecting life forces from everybody, and they're like flying up to the ship, and something. Stuff is happening. And for some reason Kane stops back at the research lab to talk to Falada, and this is where I get very upset.
Falada?
Kane.
This is not a good sign. Falada.
Stay where you are.
Falada, no.
Here I go.
This movie sucks. So Kane runs off with a stake to find Carlson and the girl. And he's actually a bit of a badass on the way. I'm impressed. Oh wait, here you go. She's got a few more clothes. But those won't last for long.
I'm here. Now can this madness end?
Come. Be with me.
They then get naked and stand in some sort of life force beam. Or something. Naked!
Why do I feel so close to you? Need you?
Because you're one of us. You always have been.
Carlson's a space vampire? I don't think he can hear you, bro. But Carlson finally catches the stake and sacrifices himself in order to kill the girl. Or at least I think she was killed. I swear I paid attention to this movie. Really. Parts of it. But the day is saved! Maybe. The ship flies away. That's probably saved. Most of London is dead, but... I am probably terribly, terribly biased and would highly recommend this movie to everybody in the world. But honestly, if you enjoy cheesy sci-fi from the 80s and you like good practical effects and naked women, then this is probably right up your street. So, that was Lifeforce. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I did. Also, what the hell? Where was Felton? I'm just gonna pretend that he was under a desk somewhere, chain smoking, until this all blew over.